Alright, so how to be an influencer? How to be an influencer in any market or niche or anything like that you want to be in. Be influencer in health and well-being or business or finance, marketing. Everyone comes up to me and always asks me, Adrian, how to be an influencer? How can I be, known? How can I be like a key person of influence? It's one thing that I talked about in my book, and one of my mentors that taught me was that there's 5 steps to being an influencer in any market. We can achieve it instantly or within 12 months. There's a system to it. And I'll talk about it in my book, but I approach it a bit more in like a psychological, psychoanalytical way, understanding the brain and how it all works. But essentially there's 5 steps to it. There's what's called like the 5 Ps. First P is pitch. Understanding your why. Why are you doing this? What's your niche? What is like the piece of the world that you have claimed? Mark Zuckerberg claimed like social media. Jeff Bezos claimed like logistics and like online e-commerce. What is your niche? And that niche can be anything. It can be things like, cowboy hats for 10-year-olds that live in Paris. It can be anything. It can be even like archaeology for T-Rexes, things like that. First thing to do is to find your niche and find your pitch. What's that piece of the world that you want to claim as your own? And understand it, take it from there. It's you. That is what it is. And that niche, and actually, the biggest thing about the niche is you've got to give a damn about it. It's got to be something that you care about, because you're essentially going to dedicate the rest of your life towards that niche. And if you don't care about it, as Steve Jobs says, if you don't love it, you'll lose interest in it, and people will see. And people will see that you don't care about it, and then it won't be authentic. When people talk about authentic, this is what they really mean. Giving a damn about your niche. So that's the first P. The second P is publish. Publish. So create content for the world. Publish a book. Publish podcasts. Publish journals. Publish anything. Publish a white paper report. Publish articles. Publish interviews. Journals. Things like that. Create something that you put out into the world that people can consume and associate with you as the author. Look at that word, authority. It's got the word author in it. So as soon as you start creating things, like a book explaining rules or different guides to talk about different strategies, or publishing something to do with your niche, people can find it, people can consume it, people associate the credibility and the knowledge with you. Think of it this way. Millions of books are published every year, but how many authors do you know? Not many. I know 2 by name, and at a stretch I know about 6 in total. But as soon as you publish something, especially a book, you're like in the 1%. No one else really, generally, has published a book these days. It's a bit of a shame because it's very easy to do so. But publish something, content, put something out into the world that people can consume and associate with you. And look at that word authority. Authority has got the word author in it. Interesting coincidence. The third P is product. Now, you don't want to sell an individual product, like one thing online. You want to have like an ecosystem, as it's called, where you've got like upsells and cross sells, which is a bit complicated, but okay. So you got a website, you have people coming to your website, and you have different products that can be sold cheaply or inexpensively. Things are small and cheap that can build relationships with you, and you got much bigger. Well, that leads to much bigger products that you only need to sell 1 or 2 or 3 of those a day. That are valued at £1,000, £2,000 a day. So you want a whole range of different kind of products that serve different purposes, that builds your reputation, builds your rapport, and also that can be sold at any time of the day. Because the biggest secret in business and in entrepreneurship that you will not find anywhere else, and I've not found this anywhere else. I've figured it out, is do the work once and get paid forever. That's a secret that like no one else tends to recognize. It kind of like underneath everyone's nose. Do the work once, get paid forever. And this is epitomized with being an influencer, having content being shared into the world, and people coming to your website constantly. So sell things that are relevant to your audience. Sell things that they will give a damn about. Sell things that reflect good on you. And also, lastly, having a book or any content out there, that's a hell of a business card. You get a business card, you go to these events, you throw the business card away. But if you give them a book for free, especially for free, they will treasure it. They will treasure it, and very, very rarely it will get thrown away. If anything, it might get a new home in a charity shop. Now the fourth one is profile. So you are what Google says you are. So if someone was to search your name, what would turn up? What would they find? That's why every few months I do like just a review about what I find online, and anything that's unflattering or redundant, I just try and delete. You know, I suppose this comes down to reputation as well, because if your reputation isn't good, people will write articles or blog posts or whatever, or forum posts that will turn up in the search results that you can't delete, that you can't remove. So if you can't delete it, then the bad reputation associated that's found in your Google search will be there forever. So you are what Google says you are. So make sure that things out there that people can find when they Google search you are good. And it helps also if the first result is your website as well. So if they search your name exactly, and if your website doesn't come up as the first result, then you're losing a lot out. You're missing out. You are missing out on a lot of reputation building and like SEO and easy traffic. You know, if you meet someone and you say you're a professor or you're an influencer and whatever, or you're awesome, which everyone knows you're awesome. Everyone knows that. And they want to Google search you and they can't find you, then you've missed out. It's like, I can't find them though. It makes no sense. That's the main thing. So no one finds you, you missed that opportunity. And the last one is partnerships. Who is it you can bring to the table? Who else do you know that can help you to achieve your goal, or who else can you learn from, or who else can you talk about? I know people who in property that I ring up and I just talk, ask a few questions and answers solved. I know one guy that was on the Apprentice a few years ago, and he knows Alan Sugar, and I can just ask him a few questions on marketing, and he now has a marketing agency. So it's like partnerships, connections. There's an old saying that the rich network and the poor work. Who do you know that you can more or less leverage? Who can you ring up and ask to help? Who can you ring up and just say, I need a bit of help? Or who can you ring up and say, would it be okay if you worked on me with this? Who do you know? Your connections. Those are the main 5 things about how to be a key person of influence, an influencer, that you can do these things very easily and very cheaply. Create content, create it daily, create a book. Very, very easy to do, very simple. I should really have to do a video about how to create a book. Is that what you'd like? How does that sound? But what do you think to all this? Good, bad, ugly? Do you agree? Is it too easy? Too hard? What do you think? I'm just curious about what your opinion is. Because frankly, I think it's very easy. And I want to start doing it. So how cool is that? What do you think? Also, check out my book as well. There should be a link somewhere here, depending on where you're watching. Amazon, it's on Amazon, yeah. But depending on where you're watching this, should be a link to it, because I talk about this, how to be a key person of influence and how to be an influencer, as well as a few other things to do with psychology. Because there's an old saying in business that everything revolves around psychology. We're dealing with humans and human psychology. As soon as you understand what humans are about and how they think, you have a distinct unfair advantage. So check out that book. There should be a link somewhere to learn a few more things about psychology and the human mind, because it's all about business. As I say in the book, it's to do with partaking in commerce with humans that we make our money. We don't trade money with lions. We don't make money from them. So check out that book. There should be a link somewhere. How cool is that?